singing Grandma used to make. Long summer days, I can hear her coming down the wooden staircase. Now the past comes back to haunt me. I'm thinking of satin and pearl under Norwegian blankets. Long summer days, I can hear her coming down the wooden staircase. Now the past comes back to haunt me. I'm going back to the red house.
Back to the red house.
I'm going back to the red house.
Back to the red house.
I'm going back to the red house.
Back to the red house.
I'm going back to the red house. Now the past comes back to haunt me. Now the past comes back to haunt me. I don't remember yesterday, but I remember when I was 8 years old and I walked into your kitchen, scatterbrained and football sweaty, and all the flapjacks were ready, and you were coating them in melted chocolate. Your voice was sure and steady. Your eyes were sure and steady. Your movement sure and steady. I was all over the place. I don't remember yesterday, but I remember when I was 9 years old and you were singing in the church choir. Beautiful music by Handel, wobbling in the candlelight, and you were singing with the others. Your voice was sure and steady. Your eyes were sure and steady. Thank you.
Road, ginger cat at my feet. Moonlight comes down, radio playing the woods. I pull off the road and I park by the coast and I stare into the waves. Somebody said that there was ice cream at the end of the day. Hey, Alice, when's it gonna happen? Alice, when's it gonna happen? Hey, Alice, when's it gonna happen? Alice, when's it gonna happen? Too many grains of sand, too many teeth in my head, too many wasted days. I've been lifted up by abuse, I've been brought low by praise, and I could live here forever and ever, never deal with the sun. Somebody said that there was ice cream for everyone. Hey, Alice, when's it gonna happen? Alice, when's it gonna happen? Hey, Alice, when's it gonna happen? Alice, when's it gonna
Thank you very much. That was Alice. And now we're going to play John Wesley Harding by Bob Dylan.
John Wesley Harding was a friend to the poor. He traveled with a gun in every hand, and all across the countryside he would open many a door. He was never known to hurt an honest man. In the time they talk about, with his lady by his side, he took a stand. And soon the situation there, it was all but straightened out, 'cause he was always known
to lend a helping hand. The telegraph, his name it did resound, but no charge held against him could they prove, and there was no man around who could track or chain him down, for he was never known to make a foolish move. Wesley was a friend to the poor. He traveled with a gun in every hand, and all across the countryside he would open many a door. He was never known to hurt an honest man. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you know, as fabulous as ever, the Wave Pictures live from Maida Vale, sure and steady, and before that, the past comes back to haunt me. So, hello, Wave Pictures.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, guys. So, David, would you like to introduce your bandmates, please? Not that it will take long.
We got the sensational Franny Grosicki on bass guitar, the greatest bass guitarist in the world, and on drums, the wonderful, the super handsome Johnny Huddersfield Helm.
Woo, woo, woo. Okay, so obviously, I mean, you are 200 miles away. You're in Maida Vale. You have been in there a few times.
Yeah, and it's really exciting to be back in Maida Vale, playing in Maida Vale. I guess maybe it's the last time we'll get a chance to do it, so it's wonderful to be here.
It's quite possible. I was going to ask you, I mean, we know that you're really, really steep, the whole band, but I know that you, David, particularly, because we've spoken about such things, you're kind of really steeped in music, and I was going to ask you if your spine kind of still tingles when you walk through those doors, considering the history that is there.
It really does. It's just a genuinely magical place, and so much history, and it just feels wonderful to be here. Yeah, it genuinely gives me goosebumps.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the Stones, Beatles, your favourites, Led Zeppelin, Bing Crosby, the Creepers, I mean, it's absolutely, the history is crawling off the walls.
That's right.
Why you laugh? Why do you laugh?
Now we should talk about the new LP. Before we talk about, and it's a fantastic record, well done to all concerned, not least the three of you, of course. But can we talk about the sleeve as well, talking of rock and roll history, because it's a nod to Robert Frank's work on Exile on Main Street. Talk us through what you've done.
It's absolutely. It's a nod, because I was looking at the Exile on Main Street front cover and I thought I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So completely a nod. I actually made the collage myself, which is more than Robert Frank did as well, I should say, because he just photographed a collage somebody else had made. But I actually made the collage, so I'm one up on Robert Frank. I made the collage on my floor. I had to lay it all out on the floor, and then my cat would come in and run over it, and everything would move, and I'd have to move it all back, and it took ages, and I'd photograph it. So yeah, I'm very pleased with the front cover. That's the story.
Is it your mix, or is it the cat's mix? I mean, did the cat not add to creativity to it?
The cat contributed. He contributed. He had some ideas.
I'll tell you what, David, if it was a dog that you had and not a cat, you'd still be working on it now.
True.
So consider yourself lucky, and also consider yourself lucky that you weren't looking at the cover of Sticky Fingers.
There you are, with the working zip. Now, I've not been able to zoom in on it. Same goes for Sticky Fingers on my ZX80 to see the detail. Are there some old footballers on there? Is that right?
Gained Lost. Who's on there? Bob Wilson is on there. We met Bob Wilson when we were kids. So there's a picture of me and Frantic when we were kids meeting Bob Wilson. Who else is on there? Rocky Erickson's on there. There's some Lucio Fulci film posters. There's a Night of the Living Dead on there. There's some pictures of my family. There's all kinds of things. I think George Foreman is on there.
I was going to say George Formby then for a moment.
Well, great.
I think I did it right after George Foreman died, so it's how George Foreman ended up on there.
I hope this is not a tenuous link to say, in terms of the memories on there, and there are pictures of you in your youth, as it were, and then there are memories on this record as well, aren't there?
Yeah, so I wanted the cover to feel all full of all the different kinds of things that are inside the record.
And
not a tenuous link. It is. It's a lovely link.
Hey, thank you. It's a reflection of what's there. Can I talk about? I mean, there are so many highlights on this record. It said it works as a whole as well. But Sparklers, which is like a duet. And you can all lend yourselves to the vocal and the backing vocal. We know that. Is there an extra voice on this record?
Yeah, Holly Holden, who's a wonderful singer. She's singing a lot all over the record. That track. That's Johnny Huddersfield Helms singing lead vocals with Holly Holden. Yeah, I mean, she's a wonderful singer. You're much better than any of us.
And it makes for a great tune as well. And also on the House Painted Blue, it's interesting you said that you were, and not many guitarists could do this, David, because you're channeling your Dickie Betts meets Biggie Tembo or Rise Kagona from Bundu Boys. That's what and you deliver on that combination there.
Thank you.
Now, I've known you for a while, David. I've known all three of you for a while.
What a lovely thing to say.
Yes,
that's true.
Well, and he meant it. He doesn't lie. He's not shallow like me. I would take it as read.
We all have our moments,
But so David, you mentioned Lucio Fulci there, and I've known you for all this time, and I've never known. So you're a horror film buff, are you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
I suppose we just talk about...
There's a lot to get to know. You've got to peel the layers.
Right, okay. So, yes, we only ever talk about music, inevitably, I suppose.
Yeah.
But, all right, then, so what is your favourite film of all time? This could be very telling.
Mm-hmm.
My favourite film of all time?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That's a nightmare question. My favourite horror film of all time is Halloween, because that's the film that made me be a fan of horror films, I think. But my favourite film of any kind, I don't know. That's too hard, possibly. But possibly, my brain is exploding. Let's just go with Halloween.
Yeah, let's go with Halloween. What are your thoughts on Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Is it in your top 5?
I could have said that one. That's a fabulous film. I could easily have said that one.
We can still be friends.
Is that your favourite film, is it?
Well, I've got The Exorcist, and I've also got this. Pick the bones out of this. I've got The Exorcist, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and The Wizard of Oz. So I'm a pretty complex kind of guy.
Well, no, I go for singing in the rain every time. I think just about. I mean, it's very difficult to pick on one in particular.
The Wizard of Oz is genuinely really scary.
Of course it is.
Yes, it is. Which is the scariest bit? Would you say?
The flying monkeys.
Yeah, I suppose so. Fly my pretties.
Those flying monkeys really got inside my head when I was a kid.
What about when the Wicked Witch replaces Auntie M in Dorothy's Mind's Eye? That's pretty bad, isn't it? She starts laughing. That's pretty bad.
Yeah. You're not allowed to mention flying monkeys after 9 o'clock. I'll be up all night.
Are you ready to play another couple of numbers for us, please?
I'd love to.
Okay, what's the first one going to be?
Alice.
Here we go. And thank you very much to the Wave Pictures, live from Maida Vale with John Wesley Harding. And before that, Alice. Here are some tour dates on the back of, we should say, the release of the new LP, Gained Lost, which is on the Bella Union label. It's out at last next Friday, and on the 25th of this month at the Broodnail Social Club in Leeds. On the 26th, Cluny 2 in Newcastle. Stereo Glasgow the 27th, 28th, Nottingham Old Cold Store. Then Oxford Jericho Tavern on the 1st of March. The 3rd, Strange Brew in Bristol. The 4th, Club Bach in Cardiff. The 5th, Yes in Manchester. And the 6th of March at Dust in Brighton. Thanks a million for your time, and thanks for dropping by, and all the best with your ongoing adventures.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having us, guys.
It was fabulous, as always, and I'll see you in Manchester. Maybe we'll get a game of pool in before the show.
Yeah, good idea.